So I've been posting about how Tucker is Trump 2.0. Remember, Tucker and Trump, they took over Bernie's platform as far back as 2016. That's how Trump ended up winning the election. He stole Bernie's platform. And Bernie confronted him about it too. You think that that was all Trump on his own? You really think that Tucker and all of Trump's advisors who are the Uniparty? Remember, Trump got Hillary Clinton. Trump was a Democrat for many, many years, right along with Epstein. He funded the Clinton Foundation that Epstein co-founded. He got Hillary Clinton parachuted into the New York Senate as Arkansas Klan. Raised the Clintons from the Lewinsky impeachment ashes. Don't tell me Tucker don't know that shit. Tucker never talks about that. Tucker talks like Trump has always been Republican. Now, those of us who are truly independent and progressive knows that there are very few real Democrats. Real Democrats are now called progressive, and regular establishment Democrats are just Republicans. So in that sense, yes, Trump has always been a Republican because the Clintons are Republican. Hell, Hillary was a Republican. She's still a Goldwater girl. But back to my point. Trump and Tucker and Alex Jones and who else? Loomer, Blondie, Cash Patel, Boingo Boingo, Fuentes, and several Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk. They all saw the writing on the walls. They read between the lines and saw that the progressives or the independents consist of the majority of the population. That's who you have to really get on board. Democrats and Republicans don't win with just Democrats or Republicans voting for them. They have to win over a whole bunch of independents. That's why they falsely adopted Bernie's platform. Well, because MAGA are so cultish, they assumed that their voters were going to just blindly and implicitly trust them. They knew they were going to get in the White House when they won the White House in 2024, that they were going to start making excuses for not following through with their promises. Oh, we're going to release the Epstein files, and then they did that stupid thing with the binders and the influencers, and that didn't go over. And everything they've done, every campaign promise they've reneged on, yeah, there's still a few small percentage of MAGA that are still making excuses for Trump, but Tucker and Trump and all the rest of them, Loomer, Blondie, they assumed that the majority of their base would just go along with whatever they said. And they're finding out the fucking hard way, it ain't working that way. Especially once they killed Charlie Kirk, their partner in crime. We saw it through Erica Kirk within a matter of minutes. First time she talked after his death, we knew. We could see she was something not right about her. Don't you really think Charlie Kirk didn't realize she was a narcissistic, satanic POS? That's what turned him on. Guys like him that are all about white privilege, the more a woman is a daughter of the Confederacy and all about protecting that white male privilege, most of them have to be narcissistic or have narcissistic traits, whether they have the true personality disorder or not. That's what it takes. That's what attracts them to these women. That's why they find them so sexy. It's a syndrome. And that was his karma. He wanted to marry a satanic narcissist who was going to dedicate her life to protecting white male privileges and the heterodominant white patriarchy. And he reaped what he sowed. How did they make their millions? With Zionists and white supremacists. You can't turn around and climb in bed with the mafia and then say, you're a little too obviously mafia for us at this point. Everybody's catching on that you're a Zionist, racist mafia, so we're going to kind of pivot this other direction because it's bad for our business. We're going to lose money. And think you're not going to end up like the Kennedys. Charlie Kirk did the same thing the Kennedys did. It's basically so did Trump. That's why I keep referring to this whistleblow, this insincere whistleblowing, which is basically a form of coercion, or not really coercion, it's extortion and blackmail. When one of these public figures talks about the truth about what's really going on, immediately they know their phone's going to ring. Somebody's going to make them an offer. It's leverage. It's negotiation. They're publicly threatening these people to have leverage and to make deals, back alley deals. So anyway, Tucker is going, okay, our little plan ain't working. The entire country sees through our bullshit. So Tucker now has to distance himself from Trump the same way Trump distanced himself from the Clintons so that Tucker can get in and cover for all of them. Same thing Trump did. A woman will lock her up to hide the fact that he was going to hire Bill Barr, who owned a bunch of the planes that was used to fly in the dope to Mena, Arkansas when Clinton was fucking governor of Arkansas and attorney general. Divide and conquer. So all this crap between Tucker and Nick Fuentes and Laura Loomer, the CIA's reading my text. You are CIA, you stupid motherfucker. Your daddy CIA. They've been reading your texts all your life. It ain't nothing new. But see, now Tucker's got to distance himself from the CIA. So this is the CIA's probably in on it too. You can't be the son of a CIA operator and not be a CIA asset. My father was trained by the CIA in cryptology and code breaking and strategizing, and they didn't want him doing it honestly as a Native American autistic savant and enlisted men. They needed to train him their way so that he would protect the empire. They wanted him to strategize in a way that protected them and their interests, not in a way that if he was left alone, to do it in a way that was according to the Constitution. They didn't want him protecting the Constitution, they wanted him protecting their empire. So he was Navy Special Forces, and as a cryptologist, code breaker, assassin, spook, deep cover operator, he had to be trained by the CIA, which means he's a fucking target. Automatically a target because of all the crap the CIA has pulled in all these countries, including our own. They assassinated a sitting president. Not that the Kennedys were innocent victims. Just because they were criminals doesn't mean that they were justified in shooting him as the president. Kennedy was an addict. They could have had him OD in his sleep. No, they made a public example out of him because he was threatening them publicly by airing their dirty laundry, especially about Israel and the Klan and all the other crap. Oh, and going after all those mafiosis. He only went after the poor mafiosis. Bobby Kennedy. He didn't go after the big ones like the mafia who got them elected, who stole the election for them. But anyway, all this crap with Tucker and the CIA and Laura Loomer and Nick Fuentes and all that, that is all theater to distance Tucker from them, to make Tucker look like everybody thought Trump was going to be the good guy and drain the swamp and lock up the Clintons in 2016, and they elected him. He's taking the same platform that he's ran with Trump, only Trump's pivoted away from it. The only reason why Trump deviated from that, none of them were ever sincere. Tucker is no more sincere about his progressive talk and his crap of, oh, the CIA are watching my texts. You are CIA, bitch. If you're daddy CIA, so the fuck are you? You have to be. Because if you're not, you're going to be a target, and somebody's going to get close to you to infiltrate and find out what you know and what you're dead and all that other shit. And it's not like the Carlsons aren't very wealthy people. Isn't he? He's tied to some wealthy family. I wanted to say the Vanderbilts, but I think that's actually Anderson Cooper. Tucker is no different than Anderson Cooper. He's a journalist. He's got the popularity he's got because he's establishment. He's legacy. Stop acting, now everybody's fawning all over him because he's saying all the right shit. That's what he wants you to do. Just like everybody did with Trump. Everybody was so convinced that Trump was going to drain the swamp and he was going to release the Epstein files and not go back to war, and y'all fell for that shit. And now you're falling for Tucker shit. Only reason why Tucker is distancing, he's like, oh shit, our shit didn't fly, so somebody's got to get in and cover our asses and make sure that we don't go to prison. So Tucker's going to basically, Tucker has to keep running Bernie's platform because he knows AOC is going to be a formidable opponent. Tucker has to be the Republican nominee because if AOC gets in, she's going to handle her business. AOC is the same threat to them that Bernie is. So how's the best way to beat Bernie's candidate that Bernie will likely endorse if AOC wants to run in 2020 for POTUS in 2028? Run on Bernie's platform. That's what the CIA does. That's what special forces do. They take your own weapon and use it against you. What's Bernie? What's the progressive? What's the uncorrupt politician's weapon? A progressive campaign.